Hello, one and all. Welcome back to Rambling RunOff. And hello to all our new listeners who may have stumbled upon our wonderful sports podcast here. I am your host, Robert Rios, here at Rambling RunOff, where we talk all sports all the time. And yes, as I always say, we got a lot to unpack today in today's show, and all the shows actually. That's why we're Rambling RunOff. We talk a lot about whatever sport that comes to mind. And of course today, as always, my co-host, say hello to Mr. Danny Tan. Danny, say what's up to the people.
What up?
All right. Yes, thank you everybody once again for joining us today. For today's programming, we'll be going over the NBA Finals, which are currently featuring the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Last week we did a special podium show podcast talking about the NBA Finals and where we think the direction of the series will be headed. Danny has the Nuggets in 7, correct?
What the fuck? No, I said Nuggets in 5.
Oh, in 5? Okay, there are my mistake. Damn, chill, bro. And then I think he's just mad because the Heat won the second game. And then I, of course, have the Miami Heat in 6 because I know the Nuggets are a great team, of course. But don't deny the Heat. They're going to come at you when they can, all right? But yeah, we got the NBA Finals going. And then next up, we got the UEFA Champions League coming this weekend. We got the final between Manchester City versus Inter Milan. That should be a doozy. I'm going to go over that for a bit. And then in the warm-up, me and Danny and another friend of ours, shout out to Mikey, we just been going, we've gone fishing. Not that it was our first time. I mean, it was our friend's first time, but a little bit of a thing that we do every once in a while. So we're just going to go over our experiences there. Because that's one of the greatest pastimes, besides baseball, to be doing, you know. Just throwing your line, having a quick chat, maybe cracking open a cold one. So we're going to be going over some fishing. And then stick around for the rundown where we talk about whatever other things, sports news that's happening. So hope you guys listen towards the end. But yeah, that's what we got that's what we got packed for our show today. Danny, but first, as always, I gotta ask you, what's been happening in your neck of the woods?
Not too much. Yeah, we did that fishing. Was it last weekend, 2 weekends ago? That's been pretty good. Yeah, I feel like I want to get back into more fishing. But I'm really feeling a squeeze on time already. You know, I got too many hobbies. I want to pick up golf again. I've been playing more basketball. You know, the weather's getting better, so maybe play some pickleball. And, yeah, between that, fishing, maybe even keeping some fish in a little pond back here. It's just too many things to do. Yeah. What about you, Robert?
I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat. I mean, we've literally been hanging out the past, 2 weekends. We went fishing at our local lake in our area. I know you caught a fish, a small one. I mean, we're throwing it back, but
yeah,
hey, you caught something.
Yeah, maybe I'll send it to you to put in the Instagram.
Oh, hey, you have a picture, huh?
Yeah, I got a picture.
Oh, yeah. Send it to me. Yeah. We'll post it in our story. So
put it in the story.
If you're listening and you follow us on Instagram at Rambling RunOff, look out for a story of Danny with his tiny fish.
Yeah. I took a couple of photos. I took one where the fish is still on the line, and it looks huge because it's really far, and our friend Mikey's pretty tall, so it looks like a foot-long fish. And I got a photo of it in my hand before I put it back in the water, and it's literally smaller than my hand.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah. So maybe I'll send you both.
Yeah. Send it. And we'll let the people know you're a pro fisher.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we should go sport fishing one of these days. Well, let's save it for the warm up.
No, yeah, of course. But yeah, nothing much for me. Just been going to work. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I went to a music festival. Yeah, I went to EDC.
Come on.
That was a good time in the desert. I went from going to the desert to a lake. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. Was that the same weekend you came back?
No. Yeah, it was the same week. Well, I came back and then the next week. Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't realize that.
Nah, I went from the desert to the water.
I mean, it's more of a puddle than a lake.
What would you? It's a lake. Come on, fool.
Come on, no, come on.
I mean, it's seen better days. I'll admit that.
Yeah, there's like no spot in it that's deeper than like 6 feet. Come on.
I mean, no one knows what's happening in those trees.
Oh, fact. You know what? I'll give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. But are you ready to start rambling or what?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in our first topic of the week, we have the NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Currently, as of this recording, the series is tied. Nuggets 1, Heat 1, best of 7 series. And we're not going to, just as a disclaimer, we're not going to go over each game in detail necessarily, but kind of give our thoughts on what happened between the first two games as of this recording. Do you got that,
Yes.
Danny?
Yep.
All
No,
right,
I
for
feel
sure. If not, we're going to be here for 2 hours dissecting each game.
Oh, I know. God, I don't even want to talk about it right now.
Someone's mad that the Miami Heat won the other day.
Yeah, I'm mad.
You're a hater, bro.
No, I'm not a hater.
You're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater.
Dude, you're.
It was
'cause
just
you're,
I'm
you're
disappointed.
heated.
Heated. I'm getting cooked.
You get it? Because they're the Miami Heat.
Yeah, deep chicken fried.
There you go. But yeah, so the Nuggets took game 1, 104-93. This was the Nuggets' first ever finals appearance. The Heat now returning to the finals. This is the second time in 4 years. That second time was in the bubble in 2020 where they faced off against the Los Angeles Lakers. In this game, Nikola Jokic led with a triple-double, of course, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists, in which, like I said, the Nuggets were victorious. Jamal Murray for the Nuggets added 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists in the W, while, correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, Bam Adebayo,
yep.
tallied 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists for the Heat. The Heat had been 3-0 in their openers so far in the playoffs, all on the road, but Denver, who had been unbeaten at the time, just cooked them. And just another stat: Game 1 winners in the finals usually go on to win the title nearly 70% of the time. Just to give out a couple more shout-outs in regards to our podium show that we did last week. Aaron Gordon added 16 points. Michael Porter Jr. scored 14 for Denver, which trailed for all of 34 seconds and eventually led as many as 24. Gabe Vincent scored 19. Hayward Highsmith had 18 points, and Jimmy Butler, who did struggle, added 13 for the Heat. And shockingly, Danny, I don't know if you know this, but Miami was 2 for 2 from the line, which
only
tied
2 free throws, which is crazy.
Yeah, it tied the fewest free throws ever made in a playoff game and broke the record for fewest attempts from the line in a playoff game. The previous record was 3 and set by the NBA Finals record for fewest free throws made and attempted. The Los Angeles Lakers had a previous mark there, going 3 for 5 from the line against Philadelphia on May 26, 1983.
83 is insane.
And lastly, Jokic became the second player in the last 25 years. LeBron James was the other in 2017 to have 10 assists by halftime of a finals game. He had 10 points and 10 assists by the break. Denver was up 59-42 after the first 2 quarters, with Jokic only taking 3 shots. So
he
Danny,
rallied it in the second half, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I know I said not into detail, but Danny, what did you think about this first game?
They had it down. I mean, that's the formula that Denver needs. When Jokic is passing and, everyone gets to eat, like you said, Aaron Gordon, double digits, Michael Porter Jr., double digits, Jamal Murray had 26 points. I mean, when everyone eats and everyone is able to contribute, I believe Caldwell Pope even had a couple numbers in there. Yeah, he had 7, 1 for 3. Everyone's able to contribute and affect the game offensively and defensively, because I think they're pretty tight on defense. That game 1, they just had it down pat. Miami did have a little bit of a rally to come back. They brought it within 10, I believe, in the third quarter, before Mike Malone had a timeout and brought his boys back in to rally them. And I think that after that they brought it up to nearly that 24-point lead. Again, but yeah, they had the strategy, they executed. Miami struggled from three. They had a handful of wide open shots, but the shots just weren't falling, which is something that did not happen in game two. Those shots were flying in. But yeah, Denver just executed. Yeah, what did you think about game one, Robert?
I was a little scared, cause yeah, like how I said, right now the Heat only led for about like 34 seconds, and then the Nuggets led by at most 24 points. In which, yeah, in that second half it was all Nuggets, cause in the first half, like, the Nuggets controlled it, of course, but it wasn't like the Heat were out of reach. But in that second half, the Heat just never stood a chance. It looked like the Nuggets were controlling the game as much as they did against the Lakers, in which was 90% of the series, basically, in which the Nuggets just took out the Lakers. And I was getting wartime flashbacks from that last series, and I'm like, oh man, if the Heat are going to play like this, then it's over. I did see like a goofy like GIF or video. It was Udonis Haslem. I don't know if it was like, I'm not sure if it was like real or not, because like he threw a chair and they're like, damn, he threw Russell Wilson to the floor, because Russell Wilson sits on the bench. He threw the chair. So I'm like, wait, is this like for real? I couldn't tell, but I'm like, even if it wasn't real, I'm pretty sure each of the Heat players probably would have the same reaction, considering they were just being manhandled the whole entire game. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they did have that. They did bring it down to 10. They called the timeout, and I was like, dang it, like, I wish they wouldn't have called that timeout, because I feel like, yeah, that really did kill the momentum, and the Nuggets were just able to, in soccer terms, park the bus. But I guess you could say they literally did park the bus, because they did not allow I mean, you could basically say no free throws. Only 2 from the line? Are you shitting me? Like, how? Like, were the Heat just not driving into the paint enough? Were they not trying to find contact? Like, have you seen that? I've never seen that. Hello? Danny? Are you live?
Yeah, sorry, Robert. Yes. Yeah, no, this is crazy. The fact that they weren't fouling them at all, really. While it was still quite a physical game. It was insane.
No, yeah, dude, I don't know. I guess I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, for example, I guess we're riding them hard, but the Lakers did this similarly to the Warriors in their series by not fouling them, because they knew they would just make all their shots. It's just like, just put your hands up or keep them to the side. Just stay in front of the guy. Put your hand in his face. Do not jump at him, and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'll say, for quite a physical game, I was astonished at how many no calls there were. You know, there are times that, you know, especially in the finals and stuff, I know that the refs probably don't want to slow down the pace. They don't want to make the game go any slower, because it's just horrible to watch. But there were a lot of physical plays that I thought, oh, you know, that's a foul. You know, I found myself muttering under my breath or screaming at the TV, you know, on both ends, even though I was supporting the Nuggets. Yeah, screaming at the TV. Yeah, that's a foul. You know, just like you're in the gym. But yeah, you know, I was quite surprised, especially with, you know, it's like a Libra scale. You know, for those of you into astrology, you know, if it's heavy fouls on one side, usually by the end of the game it falls the other way, so that by the end of it you're like, all right, I can kind of see. You know, there were quite a few fouls called on both ends, but yeah, I was astonished that, and I think that the fouls were taken, or the free throw shots by Bam Adebayo were taken in the third quarter. Am I incorrect, or was that in the fourth quarter?
I'm not exactly sure, but it sounds about right.
Man, I mean, yeah, in the second half is insane. The whole first half, no fouls, is crazy. You know,
no shooting fouls.
No shooting, yeah,
on the Heat.
Yeah.
No, that's just insane.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just tight defense. Like I said, the Nuggets executed. I think Miami had a good game plan. You know, they kept it relatively close for the first half. But yeah, I mean, the Nuggets just felt so much stronger in game one. And maybe it was because Miami was still recovering from that 7-game series against Boston, but that they just weren't executing and adjusting to Denver's game. And Denver really didn't really adjust much at all, other than adjusting to the subs. You know, their game plan was basically the same the whole game through. Yeah, just high screen and rolls, ball movement, easy cuts, get the ball into Murray or Jokic's hands, and just let it roll.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Danny.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
would you mind if we
Game
move on
two.
to game 2, of course?
A whole nother story.
Exactly. The Miami Heat were victorious 111 over the Nuggets 108. I would say kind of semi-shockingly. Like I said, the Heat defeated the Nuggets 111 to 108. Gabe Vincent recorded a team high 23 points for the Heat, while Bam Adebayo 21 points, 9 rebounds, followed by Jimmy Butler, who resurrected himself from game 1, scoring 21 points with 9 assists. Also added a combined 42 points in the victory. Nikolai Jokic led all scorers with 41 points and 11 rebounds for the Nuggets, but I believe he also only had 3 assists, which, according to the ESPN ABC analyst, is it Stan Van Gundy? Stan Van Gundy? Is that to do with the glasses, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think it was Stan that night.
He was pointing it out that may have played a major benefactor in their loss, just due to the fact that Mr. Jokic always scores a triple-double in like 95% of his games. So he thinks that was a major benefactor to them not being able to develop an offense.
Of course it was.
He outscored the Denver Nuggets 17-5 in the first 3 minutes of the fourth to take the lead for good. Eventually, they went up by 12. Then further most of it away, and had to survive a 3-point try by Jamal Murray as the time expired. I mean, I got scared by that last shot by him, if I'm being honest. I mean, the ball rattled in and out. But shout out to, I think, Adebayo, who made those last 3 free throw tries. Or either those last, I think it was 2 or 3.
I think he had 4 attempts.
Yeah, he sunk all of them.
Yep.
I was like, damn, like that
all
came in
critical
clutch.
Free throws. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And then also I like to point out Denver elected not to foul on the ensuing Miami possession before that, and it paid off. Butler missed a 3 prior to Murray's 3-pointer.
Yeah, a horrible shot.
Yeah, I know, it was pretty bad because when he shot it like a fadeaway. Okay, he thought Jokic was gonna come at him, but he didn't. Even if Jokic came at him, he would have had space to shoot over him still.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough shot. I mean, he's a clutch guy, but sometimes the tough shots just don't go in, and sometimes they look bad. But
that was a bad shot. He made coming from someone that likes to trip over his own feet. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He made it difficult for himself.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, why did you lean back? Just shoot the ball, bro.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, this man has been playing with an injured ankle for like 3 weeks. And his mindset has been laser focused. It's just one step up. It was at a more critical moment, but they did end up winning the game anyway.
I know. I mean, probably should have won by a little bit more, but a win's a win, right?
But yeah, I mean, and Denver had this game in the third quarter. They were down when they went to the half, and in the third quarter they came back, rallied, and were up. Then Miami, third into the fourth, came back and poured it on. But then Denver, right at the end of the fourth, made a great run to try to close it out. But like you said, Jamal Murray, that last 3-point shot, which is that step back 3 that he hits pretty often. And it was wide open from the time that he gathered. When he released, it was a bit contested, but It could have gone in. It was just short. But this game is exactly how, when we had discussed the Denver versus the Lakers, this is how the Lakers could have beaten the Denver Nuggets. I said it before, I'll say it again. You let Jokic be the only offensive powerhouse for Denver. You kind of stifle Jamal Murray. Don't let anyone else into double digits if possible. Some of them will sneak by. But yeah, they did it. They had held Aaron Gordon to 12. Jamal Murray had 18. Bruce Brown, another power player, a lot of energy on the floor, had 11. And no one else in double digits. Right, Michael Porter Jr., only 5. Caldwell Pope, who will run on threes, had 6. Christian Brown, the rookie, Christian Braun, however you want to say it, had 9. Jeff Green had a couple of points. Jeff Green had 9. Christian Braun had 6. Holding these players to just over double digits or under, and forcing Jokic to drop 41, you could see it in the assists, like you said. He ended up with only 4 in this game. When other people aren't scoring because he's creating the offensive threat and passing for the easier bucket, it's harder for Denver to win that game. They're exerting more energy for tougher shots, for players who can't make that shot or aren't used to making that shot in that tempo against this Miami defense. They become lower percentage shots, especially when Jokic isn't drawing that double or isn't finding a quick cutter to feed it through. This is how Lakers could have won against the Denver Nuggets. Miami, they just executed it perfectly. But, some good takeaways if you're a Denver fan, which I am right now, as someone living in the West. They did this, and it was only a 3-point loss, right? Their game plan worked, but it only ended up being a 3-point loss. Denver started out real slow. They let like you said, they let Miami get up 5-17. You were down 12 so early on, and you're fighting back the whole way. If you're able to come out the gate strong in Miami, which will be pretty tough because it will be pretty loud in the building, you'll be able to, even if you're up, great. If you're down by 6, don't let it fly into double digits. Keep executing that Jokic as a quarterback game plan. High pick and roll, Aaron Gordon cutting, people moving around, Michael Porter Jr. waiting in the wing, but then running across to the other side, running up and down. It'll be easy for the Nuggets to win, I think. And yeah, but Miami just did a great job of executing that game plan. We'll see how it goes in Game 3. What do you think about Game 2, Robert?
Like I said earlier, they were able to, recollect or restructure themselves a bit. You said it the best. They did what the Lakers should have done. Keep Jokic, let him free, let him do his thing. But to paraphrase what you said, get everyone cold, basically.
Exactly, ice him out.
With everyone else cold, they couldn't warm up their shot. They couldn't warm up any layup. They couldn't warm up anything, really. Going over some of the stats that you said, Murray had 18 points, 10 assists. Aaron Gordon had 12 points. And Bruce Brown scored 11. As I think maybe as a major change, Miami switched up their lineup. They had Kevin Love back in the opening 5, and Caleb Martin, who missed practice Saturday with an illness. He came off the bench. That gave the Heat their 13th win of these playoffs, breaking a tie with the 1999 New York Knicks for the most ever by a number 8 seed. Jokic did most of the work. He now has become the 14th different player in NBA history to score at least 41 points in a finals loss. Denver hadn't lost a game since May 7th, which is 4 weeks ago, by the way. So shout out to them for doing something super duper crazy. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in Game 3. Just to give out some info on that, injured Heat guard Tyler Hero played a 2-on-2 on Saturday as he continues his efforts to try to return from a broken hand at some point in these finals, which most people were hoping by Game 3, but he has remained out. Just to recollect everyone's memory, Hero hurt himself in the first half of the Game 1 round against Milwaukee. Yep. His status is still up for Game 3. So, Danny, very quickly, where do you see this series going now, since we already have 2 games under our belt as of this recording?
I still like Denver in 5. With this Heat win, I thought Denver was going to take both at home. Take care of business at home. It might run to 6. I still like Denver in this. Just regarding Tyler Hero coming back, I don't know if Miami wants to jump the gun and put Tyler Hero back in the lineup when Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent have been doing so well, filling in that spot, especially since he's coming off an injury. They might want to slowly increase his minutes in case this is a longer series. And they're not immediately hurting for him as much as one might think. Just putting him back in might hamper their offense. It'll eat up everyone else's minutes. And if he's slow to start or slow to get back into the rhythm of it, it'll hurt them more. And if it hurts them for one game is the whole series, or could be the whole series. So I still like Denver in 5. Most likely I see it in 6 now, with that home loss. The first home loss I think in this NBA playoff run.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, what about you, Robert? What do you see that?
I mean, I still have my fingers crossed for that Game
Miami
6, bro.
At 7?
No, I have him in 6.
You have him at 6?
I thought
you said 7 last time.
No, I have him in 6, bro.
No, you crazy for that one.
Yeah, I know. You said that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and to fix up the stat, you said Denver, I have it right here. Denver lost at home for the first time since March 30th and for the first time in 10 home playoff games this year.
Yep.
So I'm fingers crossed that the Heat can redo what they did last time. 21 Jump Street mentality. Just do what you did last time and it should work. Hopefully the Nuggets don't adjust too much and that the Nuggets still stay cold in the freezer.
You're crazy. You think the Nuggets aren't going to adjust? You think Mike Malone's going to not adjust to this?
No, of course they're going to adjust, but I mean, like, I hope that their plan fails miserably.
Oh, man. You're crazy for you being a Heat stan right now. This is insane.
You're crazy for being a Nuggets stan.
They beat the Lakers. You want the team that beat you to finish. So you can say that the champions beat us.
Okay. What?
Right?
Yeah, but the Lakers got swept.
Yes, by the better team.
Oh, my gosh.
God. Oh, my God.
We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Nah, you're insane, bro.
No, you're
insane in the membrane.
No.
Nah, you're wild. You're out of pocket.
No, you're out of pocket. Hey, here's one last thing. Let's pick who is going to be the breakout star of Game 3 predictions in now. Who do you think it's going to be for each team? Well, you pick for
Adebayo.
Miami. I pick for... Okay. So you say Adebayo.
Bro.
All right.
Yeah, I'm back at the 305, baby. Woo!
I'm going to go ahead and say that Jamal Murray is going to have himself another heater. And,
all right, we're going to see who's back. Basically, both teams' backup man, basically.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who breaks out.
Who's Robin is the best.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, if that's where we see the series going as of this recording, I mean, do you have anything else to say, Danny?
No, that was it.
Alrighty then. That was our NBA talk. Hopefully we got to cover enough NBA for the rest of the series. As of right now, Game 3 should be June 7th on ABC. Game 4 will be Friday, June 9th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC as well. And of course, with the 1-1 draw in the series, we will have a Game 5, which will be Monday, June 12th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, and then after that, if necessary, we'll go to Game 6. Will be Thursday, June 15, and then Game 7, if necessary, June 18 on a Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. So yeah, stay tuned for some more NBA talk when the time comes.
Yeah.
That's all we got for the NBA right now. We're gonna go from one Finals Championship Series to a final of one game now in the soccer world, in which we have the UEFA Champions League Final. After months of prolonged games, back and forth, home and away fixtures, knockout rounds, home and away fixtures, we have now gone to the one game of the year that matters in the European calendar and most of the world if you talk to most soccer enthusiasts. The 2023 UEFA Champions League Final featuring Manchester City versus Inter Milan in Istanbul on June 10th, Saturday, will be taking place at, what time do I have it here? There goes my lead up. 12 p.m. Pacific time, my time basically. You'll catch the game on CBS, live streamed on Paramount Plus. We have two, well, I want to say two juggernauts, but it's kind of hard to say that. No disrespect to Intern, but Manchester City, who has just been on fire as of late, taking control of every game they've been in, going up against Inter Milan, who just faced off of their rival in the semifinal, AC Milan. And this is going to be an interesting matchup because, like I said, Manchester City has basically everything going for them. They've scored basically twice as many goals. They have humiliated like almost every opponent that they've come across. They beat Real Madrid, so that's a thing. And yeah, I think they've just been the better squad in Champions League this year. For Inter Milan, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Don't know much about them. I do have notes that I collected from pundits and reporters of articles that I've just scoured the internet through. So I'm gonna give you guys three key things that I found that will keep both these teams in the winner's side, in the winner's circle side. But as I said, Man City has just scored twice as many goals. I mean, it helps when you had Erling Haaland on your team, who just scores from wherever and whenever. Man City right now has 31 goals. Inter Milan has only scored 19 goals overall in the tournament. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on the offensive side in this tourney. So I'm going to start off with Inter first, because I believe they are the away team. So first off, they're going to need some good goalkeeping. Andre Onana, sorry if I mispronounced the name, since basically no team can truly stop Man City, what would be important for Inter is what they do when City breaks away and, chops down their defense. That's where Onana needs to shine under this pressure. I mean, it's going to be a lot of pressure as well. Onana right now has 8 clean sheets in the Champions League. So far I think right now in my notes I got 1,080 minutes behind 44 saves, conceding less than a goal per game. 25 of those saves have come from shots taken inside the box, which is going to be crucial because that's where Man City, I believe, likes to take a lot of their shots, which is the second highest number behind only Courtois from Real Madrid. These saves in the box show that when the teams do slip in behind Inter, Onana's been on his A game. But I mean, it does allow the defense to be a little more aggressive because they can trust him. I mean, you have to have faith in your goalkeeper at some point, right? And seeing how in most Champions League final, a lot of teams do like to play back because they want to be a little more safe. But I wouldn't be surprised if Inter with Onana, they're going to want to play up. They're going to want to play high and keep Man City under pressure. But like I said, if they're going to keep putting pressure, Man City's going to try to unlock their defense and slip in some goals and slip in some runners in behind them. So we'll have to see what happens there. So from the back to the front, for Inter, secondly, they need to get Romelu Lukaku involved very quickly. The biggest decision for their head coach, is going to have Lukaku be important, and the other striker, Eden Desco. Sorry. While both of them can link up with Martinez up there, they bring two different things to the table. Desco's power and ability on corner kicks can be useful in matches, but he doesn't allow the ball in the air that much, where Inter can utilize him to his full abilities. Lukaku, he's big, he's powerful. He's played in the Premier League with Chelsea. It didn't really work out, but with Inter, he's proved that he's a through and through striker. He had a little bit of a slow start in his return to Milan. He's been very integral to the club as of late, scoring a lot of late goals, assisting, and key moments for the team. So you got to hope and pray that he gets involved and that Man City doesn't really shut him down. Okay, if they shut him down, I think it's going to be game over for Inter. Because, like I said, they have Desco, but what y'all going to do after that? You guys aren't playing AC Milan no more. Was the AC Milan matchup, AC Milan did not know how to control the midfield, which is segueing into my third point for Inter, which is they got to control the midfield. Man City are a team that can stop you no matter what you do, whatever you try. So the best way to slow them down is control the middle of the field. Inter are a team that can do that due to their balanced midfield and organized defense. Being able to slot in Nikolai Borella and Marcelo Brozovic, and I can't even say the other first name, Concaglo. I don't know. Do you think I said that right, Danny?
There's no shot. There's no way. How do you even say that?
I don't even know where I probably should have looked up where he's from. That probably would help me out. But I'm not even gonna bother to say Inter's head coach's name. Inzaghi. I don't know. Maybe. Their head coach. I mean, he has a good number of midfielders. They're all pretty good, and it's one that will only get deeper if. I knew how to say his name and it slipped my mind. Mkhitaryan, I think that's how you say it. That's only if he's available. I did see that he picked up a knock, so hopefully he's set to play in the middle. That will help them out a lot. So those were my three keys for Inter to be victorious in this matchup. Next up, I have Manchester City's keys to the game. There are three keys. So what I was able to find through the internet was that they need to make it simple for themselves. Usually, the only team that can beat Manchester City is themselves, which is why the hell am I talking about? Pep Guardiola, the hell? What's wrong with me? Guardiola's decisions are always under a microscope, which, as everyone always likes to make fun of him, he's very, what's like the word where, like, you try to make every detail correct, Danny?
Perfectionist.
Perfectionist or meticulous? Is that how you say it? Meticulous. I mean, that's the way his coaching style is. He wants to make sure everything is, all the T's are crossed, all the dotted I's, all the dotted J's are correct. But City has the best collection of talent in the world, but if they're put in unfamiliar spots in the game of this magnitude, there's always a chance that the team can overthink things and make a critical mistake. If Nathan Ake is healthy, Guardiola's lineup can be written in a Sharpie, as quoted from this article from CBS that I found, which they'll have Ederson, Ake, Diaz, Nkaji, Stones, Rodri, Gundogan. That's probably why I said Guardiola's name wrong, by the way. Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Silva, and of course up top, Erling Haaland. So we'll have to see what his lineup is. I believe, they stumbled and struggled against Chelsea the last time they were in the final. So hopefully they don't overthink things again, 'cause I think that's what went wrong for them in the first go around. But like I said, fingers crossed that they have a through and through plan that works out. Secondly, for their keys to the game, Erling Haaland runs the show. He does what he wants, when he wants. So, goal scoring is great for Haaland, but his presence on the field is just nerve-wracking. It's the best. His runs open up space for the rest of the team, and he's not a selfish striker at all. If if we keep it a buck as well, not that he scores assists as crazy as Jokic does for the Nuggets, but he knows how to distribute the ball as well. From heading the ball over defenders, curling devastating shots into the box, and laying off for his teammates, he has it all. Haaland has scored 52 goals and assisted 9 more in all competitions, and the scary thing is that he could have scored more goals if he wanted to, which is true. What it is with him too is that although he'll get like open shots, although he gets I want to say open shots, he'll get good looks. You get what I'm saying, Danny?
Yeah.
He gets good looks, but he knows when to pass the ball to give it to a teammate who has an open shot. Which sounds better, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so that's what makes Haaland super duper dangerous when, he's running around. Like I said, Haaland is a danger man, and he'll be dangerous in this game. And Inter has to devote quite a large portion of the team to defend him and, hoping to stop him. If they do not, Haaland will go and score a hat trick. If we're going to keep it a buck, which is why there's truly no way to defend City. So, like I mentioned, for Inter, they got to stop the midfield, and that will be the only way they'll stop the Norwegian from doing anything, really. Basically, it is like how you were saying about Jokic. I'm trying to get you into the conversation, Danny.
I feel you. No, I'm listening.
Like, it basically, to translate it, like how the Heat did, similarly, they have to let Haaland. How am I going to word this? Basically, they have to stop Haaland by making everybody else cold. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. In the case for football, you want to give the attempt to someone, obviously who you don't think is going to make the shot, right? You want to have them eat up the time, eat up the attempts.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And
but yeah,
at the same time,
you understand.
You want to pressure out Haaland to pass out and then stifle those people. Exactly. And force him to be the only guy. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
No, yeah, because, like, as I'm reading from the information that I found, of course he's going to run around. He's going to get open, or he's going to have opportunities to lay off the ball, but it's when you give the ball to the other guys that you defend them hard and you pressure them to the point where, you force a turnover, you force a bad attempt, you keep them struggling, you keep them on their toes. So hopefully Inter can, do that at least. If not, if they struggle to defend the midfield, they struggle to defend the defenders. If they struggle to defend the offensive creators for Man City, then Haaland's gonna have his way, basically.
Yeah, I see that.
So they got to stop basically everybody else, because by stopping them, then Haaland's not gonna have no service. Haaland's not gonna get the ball in a good spot. He's not gonna get open either. So apples and bananas, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, for my third point for Man City to get the W, Ederson has to stand on his head, the goalkeeper for Man City, and make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. So back to Man City being the only team that can hurt themselves. Ederson is the only person who could also beat himself.
Stop.
Sorry, that's the way I wrote it. But this keeper who can make flawless passes out of the back, playing from the back, and big time saves when needed. Ederson can sometimes get caught out trying to do too much. He could be extra. A lot of goalies do this. They'll be holding the ball too long and doing a lot of flashy shit. A lot of flashy moves instead of just clearing things or just falling asleep when City are in possession of the ball and missing the one save that he's asked to make per game, because City has a pretty decent defense. So it's like you can have no shots on goal from the other team until the last couple minutes, and that one shot is a shot that you have to block, basically. So hopefully, he's on his A game. And then also during the Champions League final, Ederson has to be locked in for all 90 minutes, which should seem like a simple thing, but something that hasn't happened at times this season for him. He has to bring his best to Istanbul, and it's hard to see a situation where Man City doesn't leave with a victory, basically, at that point. Because if he could block everything, or the defense can handle Lukaku and the rest of the Inter attack, then they're chilling big time. But I'm pretty sure some of you are wondering, well, Robert, who do you think is going to win this game? It's kind of hard to pick due to the fact that I love me an underdog. I love that Inter is in the final. But I also have to keep it a buck and say that Man City is all in all the best team right now. They won the Premier League, and they, as of this recording, recently just won the FA Cup Final, which they beat their rival, their crosstown rival, Manchester United, swiftly, even though they did get that penalty, which may or may not have been a handball. So they're more or less going for a treble right now. So you're going to get 3 trophies in the season as a play, if they win this game, of course. And, I mean, you have to say they're the best team out of the past couple of years. They've won the Premier League here and there. This is their second Champions League appearance. I mean, I'm not saying this, but it's ringing a bell in my head. Can you say these guys are better than Real Madrid? I mean, obviously, Real Madrid was defeated, but remember, Real Madrid went on that spell of winning almost every year in Champions League, which, not that Man City has done that, but it looks like they're in that tier of list that, are they better than Real Madrid or as equal as them? So, I want to say, in my gut feeling, and I know there's a person that has been on this podcast who may disagree with me, but I'm going to say I want Inter Milan to win the Champions League final this coming weekend. Due to the fact that I love me an underdog, I think Inter Milan, although they might not have the star-studded power like Man City, like how you say, Danny, they got that dog in them, bro. Like, they had to go toe-to-toe. They had to go toe-to-toe with their crosstown rival, which I don't know if I mentioned this before, Danny, but Inter Milan and AC Milan share the same stadium. So when they played their 2 games, there was no real travel, and in both those games, Inter Milan dismantled them, played very, very aggressive, humiliated their rivals to the point where AC Milan had to go talk with their supporters who were just very disappointed in their play in the first game. And one would have thought that AC Milan would have came out swinging in that second game, but not so much when Inter is just on a tear. And the shocking part, too, is that Inter wasn't even the best team in the Serie A, in the Italian league. That was Napoli, who originally I thought was going to make it to the final because they were on a tear. Then, they took their stumble and were knocked out of the Champions League. But look where we are now. Inter, Italian squad, they always play rough. I don't know how Man City is going to contest that style of play when Man City, like I said, likes to play refined. They like making everything is, truly perfect, because that's how Pep Guardiola, sets up his guys. And I mean, his men have the skills. You have Kevin De Bruyne, who, I mean, next to his fellow Belgium, Lukaku, is just rightfully skilled. Jack Grealish runs up and down the field like if he's got wings on his back. And you got the Norwegian giant, who usually tall guys don't really move that well. I think he's better than Zlatan. Shout out to Zlatan, who just retired. I think he's better than Zlatan.
Shout out Ibrahimovic.
Like, I think he's, I mean, even when in Zlatan's days and when he was young, like he was tearing it up too. But Haaland is just on another level. Who he can score with his left, his right, his head, his chest, whatever. And that's why I'm saying, like, you gotta watch out for what he does. You gotta watch out for these individuals who can just give you brilliance out of nothing. And I feel like for Inter, they've been and have to play as a team, because that's what got them here. You know, they play collective soccer, they play collective football. So I feel like that's more interesting, that's more intriguing to me as a football fan, as a soccer fan. So should I give him a scoreline? Should I try to get a scoreline, Danny? I'm not very good at the scoreline.
Oh, that's crazy.
So.
No, do it. You want me to get my first? I'll get my first.
Well, yeah, go for it. I want to see what you got.
Okay. I think it's going to be, well, let's say I also root for the underdog, first off. But, you know, this is a super team. I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1 Man City.
I mean, I would believe it. I could see that happening.
What about you? What's your score now?
I'm going to say 2-1 Inter.
2-1?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Dang.
it's a close one.
Okay.
I'm going to say Inter gets the first one. Man City gets the second one. They control the game. And the dying moments, not in the 90th, but let's say 10 or 15 minutes left. Inter gets the second goal in regulated time. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, sorry. I thought you had another thought.
Oh, no, that's it.
I mean, yeah, I could see it. I mean, yeah, 2-1. I think it's kind of crazy. So you think it's gonna be 1-1 up until, let's say, maybe 75, 80. Yep. Wow. Same thought. Incredible. All right, I can see it. It's got to be a fast-paced, back-and-forth game that you want for it to be 2-1 at the end.
No, well, it's gonna be a struggle. Like I'm gonna say, like in the middle of the first half. I think the first two, if this comes to fruition, I think the first two goals are gonna happen in the first half, and then we're just gonna have a boring, sluggish game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll get shots, but like I said, some teams they usually get to the final and just play defense.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we're gonna get, because that's not Inter's style. They do play rough defense, but I have seen many English teams play reserve, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens, what Guardiola's game plan is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's everything I have for this Champions League final preview. Once again, they're playing in Istanbul at Olympic Stadium Saturday, June 10th, 2023. Catch the game on CBS, live streaming on Paramount Plus.
Not a sponsor.
That game is at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So what time is that on the East Coast, Danny? Like
Pacific, it's
9
p.m. Right. Wait, what did you say? I thought you said 3.
No, 12 p.m.
12.
here. But remember,
12 here is 3 over there. 3 Eastern.
Yeah, so no, they're 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay, excuse me. Yeah, 3 p.m. You're correct. So 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, CBS, Paramount Plus. Make sure you check it out. It should be a doozy of a game. But do you have anything else to add, Danny?
Oh, that was it. All my contributions.
All right. I got all my thoughts out. So fingers crossed that Inter gets the W and shocks the world here. But yeah, moving on now. So from the stifling world of football and the pitch, we're going to be moving on to something a little bit different in the warm-up for today's warm-up topic for today. And I know we mentioned it early on in our opener. We're going to be just talking some fishing? Question mark? So, we just been fishing like last week. And some of you were like, fishing? That's not a sport.
It is a sport.
Oh, was it au contraire?
Au contraire, exactly.
Contraire, there you go. Back in my day on ESPN, on Saturdays and Sundays, early on in the morning, they would show like Bass Pro fishing competitions.
Oh, yeah.
It was all like pre-recorded. I don't think it was live because that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it
3.
for a golf course. You could do it for fishing like easily, but you know, I just no one wants to do that, I guess.
Yeah, but like, how would you watch fishing live when like no one catches anything?
That's true. I mean, it'd be the same as the PGA, right? You just like you go with everybody, and then you just show who catches stuff. You know, it's like close to live. It's not exactly live, but you know what I mean. It's like maybe you got like a 5-minute delay or something like that to play
maybe.
with. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to.
Should we start a production company, or is that what you're saying, Robert? Is this your pitch right now?
Wait, what? No, what the fuck?
You're saying we start a fishing league competition? Is that what you're saying?
No, you're starting. I mean, we could.
We could. That'd be kind of crazy, right?
No, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love fishing. Yeah.
Oh no.
Back in my day, me and my brother used to watch Dan's Sport Fishing on a PBS at like 4 a.m. Saturday mornings before cartoons came on. When we got up too early. Yeah, so they would go out like sport deep sea fishing basically, and they would only show the exciting part. People sometimes they would lose them, but fighting fish, catching them. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was trying to look up whatever happened to Bass Pro Tournament, and apparently ESPN sold Bass, their fishing company or whatever, in 2010. So that's probably why you don't see that no more on ESPN, because they don't have any more connections there anymore. But yeah, I do remember seeing that all the time, and I think it was like pre-recorded though, because they would just like recap and talk to the fishermen and be like, "Oh, what happened here?" and like see what crazy ass fish they would catch. So there you go. It is a sport, technically speaking, because it was on ESPN, and ESPN is the worldwide leader of sports here in the U.S. So you can suck my pee-pee if you don't agree, but it's whatever. Just keep it a buck. I'm only speaking facts, bro.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be aggressive, but
yeah. Oh, to clarify, I would watch Sport Fishing with Dan Hernandez, which was on for apparently 21 seasons from 2000.
What channel was that on?
It was on like PBS, like early only on Saturday mornings at like 3, 4, 5 a.m.
So you were getting your fishing fix with morals.
No, it was literally it was just cuts of people reeling in, sometimes losing them, but usually getting the fish in. It was just cuts of. It's like a YouTube highlight before YouTube. Of like the exciting part of charter fishing.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, kind of like Deadliest Catch without the reality drama.
It was all like chill, like hey guys, we're just gonna show you guys some clips. Yeah, that's cool though. But yeah, I just remember them like showing, like it would literally just be like one of like the ESPN desks, like in the studio, not even like in the fancy studio, like. And like you can see like the laptop, like their monitors and shit in the background, like the offices.
Mm-hmm.
And like one, dang it, there's a guy, I forgot his name. Gosh damn it, he would always host it. He was like one of the older like ESPN like analysts there, and yeah, they would just show like the highlights and what would happen, all the drama. Like they'd be going out fishing like in the nighttime. Like basically it'd be like 3 days or whatever. And you just try to see who caught the biggest fish or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was it, basically.
Damn, dude. That's like the most boring shit.
No, exactly. That's why it was on in the morning, on the weekends.
That's hilarious.
But, I guess some people are like, well, why are you guys talking about fishing? And just because you guys went fishing? No, not exactly. If you want, Danny, we could talk about our fishing experience. So, some of my family members like going fishing. I guess you could say one of them loves fishing when they get the chance. They have a boat and everything. When I was a kid, we used to go camping, and my first like fishing pole in quotations was like half of a pole because they lost the tip, the front part. But so they tied a string basically around the bottom, and then the string went out the top end, and I would just launch the hook, which had a rubber worm on it, and that was like my first fishing fishing rod, right?
Yeah.
So
first rig.
yeah. So then the next year we went again, and my uncle got me an actual fishing rod. Mine's like 4.5 feet long, 4.6 ish, I guess. A little bit under my height. I'm not that tall, by the way. So, it's a small fishing rod, fishing pole, which I used that 1 year, and then sat in my garage until about 2018. Because we stopped going camping, and no one in my household is going fishing. So finally, same uncle, we went out to like Arizona, and I think this is the Colorado River. Went on his boat, went fishing, and it was just funny since like I think I had a line on it, but he had to replace it, and he's the only one I knew how to do that. So I'm like watching him like bend the shit out of it. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, what? I'm like, I didn't mean like stop, but like I haven't seen my fishing pole do that ever. Because as a kid, like I think I caught maybe 1 or 2 fish. They were small fish. It was easy. So like seeing my fishing pole that I haven't used in like I was 12. So that was, I don't know, 2009 maybe, 2010. So in almost 10 plus years, I have not seen my fishing pole bend like that in that fashion. So a little bit shocking for me. So finally got to use it. So ever since then, I've kind of used it here and there. So we got to go use it the other day, and it felt cool just to go chill and try to catch some fish.
Yeah, we just went out, like you said earlier, local lake, looking for some tiny fish. We had nothing big. We weren't looking for catfish or anything. Just hanging out, doing something. Not too crazy. Yeah, my fishing history. I normally go saltwater fishing. My dad's a big fisherman. My uncle as well. My brother and I would go out. We would pier fish with dad, and occasionally we would go on a boat, but it would be in the pier still, or I guess it'd be the marina. Like we wouldn't even leave where the boat was docked. We'd just fish underneath the little walkout to the boats, which have a lot of fish, and they're pretty cool. But yeah, I'm normally a saltwater fisher, fishing off the pier because you don't need a license and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I love fishing. It's cool. Great fight. I had one time I had a seal eat the fish outside of the water as I was pulling it up out of the water on the pier. That was insane. Went fishing with a friend. He brought in a small shark. That was pretty cool. Huge hook. It took like 4 of us to get it up over the railing of the pier. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, my brother's caught some. He caught a baby tiger shark one time. Fishing. I think it was in Marina Del Rey. What else have I caught? Caught a tiny baby halibut one time.
That's cool.
Anything cool? Yeah, most of the time, if I'm fishing for fish to eat, I'm getting Pacific mackerel out there. If you don't know, mackerel don't have scales, or they have like really thin. It's like almost like skin, so it's easy to fry them up and eat. Yeah, I love fishing. We gotta go. Maybe we'll go saltwater fishing, but I'm down for any type of fishing. I'm a master fisherman. I got a pretty big success rate anytime I go out and touch the water. So yeah, exciting stuff.
No, yeah. No, it is exciting because it's just chill. It's kind of like I would put fishing like in the realm of like going to go bowling or playing some pool or billiards, depending on what you want to call it.
Something to do
while you're chatting. It's just chill.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is a skill. You improve on the skill every time you go, and there's different styles to it. You can throw it out, sit, crack a beer, do nothing, wait for the fish to catch itself, or you can use a more active rig, toss it out, bring it back in, play with the fish a little bit, feel the nibbles, yank on it when you feel a good bite. All different type of styles.
No, yeah, of course. Funny thing, the last time I went fishing with my uncle, he was like, "Hey, you're not gonna get bored, are you?"
Damn.
Cause also another quick tip for fishing, you need a lot of patience.
Oh, I mean, you
It's cause
you need a little bit at
what?
least. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you need a lot. Cause you could be out there just like chilling, and then get nothing. Like if you're actually trying to get fish to eat, like you could be out there forever and get nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It happens. Sometimes you just get skunked.
so it was funny. He's like, cause I brought your cousin fishing one time, and I think he's like, we're here for like maybe 2 hours, and he wanted to go home.
Oh, what? 2 hours, you know.
Or I don't
For
know
the-
how long, but he said, I could have sworn he did say like my cousin was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. For those
Or I
of you
just
who
wanna
don't
chill.
fish, 2 hours might seem like a long time. But you know, if you're holding the rod, you know, and you get at least a couple of bites out there, the time kind of flies. You know, you try something, you're like, oh, I felt the bite. Let me switch it up. You know, I reel it back in. Oh no, they ate my bait. Put it back on, throw it out there, wait a little bit, bring it back. You know, time kind of flies when you're getting at least a little bit of interaction. But I can see that 2 hours where there's nothing. You know, you wait 10, 20 minutes, you pull it back, all of your bait's still on there, you haven't felt a single bite. Sometimes it feels like an eternity. So, you know what? I say that, Robert. You do need a hair of patience, I would say. Especially on slow days. But yeah, to all those fishermen out there, if you're going out to the water soon, hope you don't get skunked. Get at least a couple bites. Get at least one fish. Good luck to you. Good luck to us. We're gonna go out soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Fingers crossed you guys get something this time.
No, yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
just I just hope we come prepared. Cause last time we took our friend he wanted to go like
That was just a
Fishing,
quick
like,
one. Yeah. I mean,
at the pier, and we're like, let's just go to the local lake, cause I don't
yeah.
think we're ready
Well,
for that, bro.
I wanted to go to the pier. To be fair.
Well, I mean, we
I
only had
was
like
one.
3 hours for.
Yeah.
The hell?
I was the one who wanted to go, but I
Yeah.
knew we were short on time that day. But maybe this
We're
next
short on
time.
time I'm not saying I'm well experienced.
Yeah.
I know you're probably the most experienced out of the three of us. I just, when you were like talking, I was just like, okay, I'm kind of remembering all the fishing jargon,
Yeah.
and you're like setting up Mikey's fishing pole, and you're like, oh yeah, put it on this. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how it's supposed to look. And remember, he was like, man, why is your fishing pole like already bent?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's because I had the hook on the safety clip on the bottom.
Yeah. You had it on tension already.
Yeah, so he's like, why is it like that? I'm like, because it's supposed to be like that. That's how I know where the hook is, and I don't fucking stab myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's like etiquette to fishing. It's not just you fucking get your fishing pole and put a hook on it and a worm and shit just
toss it
starts
out there.
happening.
Yeah. You can do a drop shot. You can do a weighted. You can have a leader. You know, all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, really, you could just fish like exactly how you described, Robert. You can even get like a regular stick, tie a piece of rope or a piece of string on the end, and you know, tie a worm on the end, and you might catch something.
What are we, barbarians?
Yeah. Hey, it works.
like-
it works.
I mean, like, we fucking went out there, we bought a new line and everything, but we didn't bring a knife or scissors
Yeah.
to fucking cut. I mean, obviously, we fucking nibbled or cut that shit,
Yeah,
but,
just bit it off.
you know, like, little things like that. Like, oh, shit, like,
Yeah.
we needed this and we forgot it.
Yeah. But I mean,
It's okay.
yeah. I have the stuff now.
Modern day fishing
We'll be ready for the
problems.
next one.
And I'm gonna bring all my knives. So, like, I know, what if, like, you caught the fish and the hook was stuck in it?
I just used my hands. I mean, I did it. It was pretty.
I guess.
To be fair, when I caught that fish, the hook was like way in the belly. I just, you just poke the hook so that you get a little bit free, and then you're able to pry it out of there. Yeah, it would have been easier if I had some pliers, but
Look, see,
it
there you
went
go.
too hard.
I mean, I feel like I'll say we're well off. We could fucking
I mean-
bring that shit.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is just a quick trip, you know.
No, yeah, I
we
know.
just forgot some stuff. Oh well.
But really quick, I was watching a YouTube video. Pretty popular YouTuber, isn't he? He goes by Air Rack.
Okay.
There's like one of his older videos. He wanted to survive in the Bermuda Triangle, so he got one of those like emergency rafts, and
The
his
blow-up
homies
ones?
and like, yeah.
God.
So, but I mean, it had like emergency food and a bunch of shit in it already. So they blew one up, and like his friends were like, and the boat people were like on another boat, like about 10 feet away. It wasn't that bad of like a YouTube video experience. But so he was eating like the like emergency fucking granola bar shit, and then the dudes, his friends and the dudes on the boat were actually fishing, and they caught this big ass fish, right? And this is what I mean, we needed knives, knives basically. So they caught this big ass fish, and the dude that like grabbed it, he was trying to get the hook out of it. So he latched it off of the fish, which was a big fish, by the way. Mm-hmm. But then the hook got stuck in his hand, bro.
Oh no.
So they're like scrambling, so they had to like pull in Eric from his raft. They're like, all right, we have something that we need. He's like, what? He's like, a knife. He's like, why? And the dude like lifts up his hand with the fucking
hook in there. Oh my god.
So
it's a nightmare.
They used the knife. No, I mean, he was chilling. He literally like, he pried it basically. And he's like, all right, I'm good.
Damn.
I was like, damn, fool, you're crazy. Like, these fools are crazy.
That's insane.
But yeah, that's my separate fishing story there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to for a good day of fishing sometime.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, wherever we go, fishing's always a little fun. Not a little fun. Fishing's always fun.
But yeah, do you have anything else to add in regards to our fishing warm-up topic?
That's it.
Alrighty then. Everyone, I know y'all have been waiting, sitting on your couch, laying on your bed, driving around in your whip, driving safely, of course, at the correct speed limit. But we have now reached the portion of the show in which we call the rundown. So we're going to be going over a bunch of different things in the sports landscape. So, number one, and the rundown for today, we have the NHL Stanley Cup Final, or Finals. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are going up against the Florida Panthers at the moment. Currently, the Vegas Golden Knights, are up 2-0 in this best-of-7 series as of this recording. The Golden Knights won Game 1 5-2, somewhat of a rout. And then as of this recording, the Golden Knights beat the Panthers 7-2, which was a rout. I got to see some of the highlights, and they whooped that ass. I mean, 7-2, Danny. What are you gonna call that?
Why you gotta say it like that, though?
Well, they did, dude. 7-2. Can't whoop ass, bro.
Yeah.
So we have to see what happens now. I believe these first two games were played in Vegas. Now they're gonna go out to Florida, and hopefully the Panthers can turn this around somewhat and give themselves a fighting chance. The next game would be June 8th on a Thursday. You can find the games all on TNT, TBS, True TV, SN, CBC, and TVAS, which is where all the games will be. Then if we somehow... Well, let me rephrase that. Yeah, so Game 3 is June 8th. Game 4 will be Saturday, June 10th, which will be Golden Knights at Panthers again. And if necessary, Tuesday, June 13th will be Panthers at Golden Knights. Friday, June 16th will be Golden Knights at Panthers. And then, if necessary, we get to the Game 7. Monday, June 19th, we'll have the Panthers going back to Las Vegas for the last game of the series in Game 7. So, Danny, I know we've killed this horse multiple times. We're not hockey people. We try to be. But can you give a prediction? Do you think the Golden Knights will take this best-of-7 series, or will the Panthers somehow come back down 0-2?
0-2 is so tough. But, then again, 7-game series. I'm going to take the Knights.
I know, I hate to say this. I don't really want the Knights to win, but it's not looking so good for the Panthers, so
yeah,
I'm going to have to go with the Knights as well.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna give the Panthers the benefit of the doubt, though. I think they're going to get at least one, so I'm going to go to Game 5 at least.
All right, Game 5. Yeah, I'll say Game 5 as well. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
all right, there you go.
Yeah. I
mean, like I said, that's fair. But, yeah, that's your NHL news of the day/week. MLS, some more soccer news. I'm just going over the standings really quick in the top 5. In the Eastern Conference, we have FC Cincinnati. Then we have Nashville, who just came off a good win over Dallas. Then we got the Philadelphia Union, who I think are on the ups right now. Then we have the New England Revolution, Then the Columbus Crew rounding up the top 5. Actually, you know what? I just pulled it up now. I'm just gonna go over everyone in here. In 6th place we have Atlanta. In 7th we have DC United. 8th place Orlando. 9th place we got Charlotte. 10th we got Montreal. 11th is New York Red Bulls. 12th is Toronto. 13th is New York City. 14th we have Chicago, and downstairs in the bottom of the Eastern Conference we have Inter Miami, who just fired their head coach recently.
Damn.
In the Western Conference we have St. Louis at 1, Seattle right behind them. In 3rd place we have LAFC. Dallas is in 4th. 5th is the San Jose Earthquakes. 6th place is the Vancouver Whitecaps. 7th is Minnesota United. Right behind them in 8th is Austin. In 9th is Real Salt Lake. Houston comes in 10th. The Portland Timbers at 11. Sporting Kansas City in 12th. Colorado Rapids in 13th. And down at the bottom are the LA Galaxy, who recently parted ways with their president. And I know there's many more moves as well. I believe Chicago got rid of their coach. I think Montreal got rid of their coach. I'm trying to see who else got rid of their coach, low key though. Was it Houston? I can't recall off the top of my head, but there have been a few moves in the MLS as of late, as we head towards the summer and we mentally prepare ourselves for the All-Star break, which should be, I think, in August, which they will be facing Arsenal. So that should be a good one. So I have some ideas for that, by the way. So hopefully they come into fruition in my head and into real life. Also, very quickly, Lionel Messi has not decided where he will play next year. So, Danny, really quick, he's either going to go play in the Middle East. Mm-hmm. He's either going to go play for Inter Miami, or he is going to go back to one FC Barcelona if granted the opportunity, where he came from. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I was rumored / officially announced back in December that he was going to Miami from many pundits and media outlets during the World Cup, but he has not publicly made a statement on where he will be heading after his PSG contract has now expired. So hopefully he comes to Miami. It'd be interesting. I don't know if you know this, Danny, but the rumor is what MLS is trying to do, they're asking every MLS team, because since MLS is not like franchise owned, it's all one entity, they're asking / telling every MLS club to invest money to pay for Messi, and that basically every time Messi comes to your town, they have to promote it basically as Messi's coming to your town.
Just to up attendance and garner fans.
Yeah, because there's no way that the league by itself can afford him.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, that's kind of crazy, though.
Gonna get
shared ownership of a player?
No, well, not share necessarily, but investing to pay, because then everyone's going to recuperate money from it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, not everyone's going to recuperate the same, though, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, of course, but it's fucking messy. Like, I know, I'm already looking at I'm pretty sure Danny, he won the fucking World Cup.
I know.
He's basically won every major trophy that he could win.
It's great and all, but who really wants to do it like that, though? You know what I mean?
The league, because they want to make money.
I don't know, man.
So by the time the World Cup comes around, you're going to have Messi playing in your league.
I don't know. He's a good pull, but I don't know. Like, you're not capturing those fans forever. You know, they're like one and dones, you know.
Well, he's not a good pull, Danny. He's a great pull. Are you kidding me?
You know what I mean? But in the lifetime of the deal, let's say it's a 4 or 5 year deal. You know, no, I doubt it's gonna be that long. Let's say it's 3 years.
Let's say,
right?
Yeah, 3 sounds good.
Yeah, so let's say it's 3. In that first year, everyone who wanted to go see him, who was even slightly interested, would have gone to see him when they hit their city. Yeah. By the second and third year,
yes,
you're not getting the same turnout, and those fans aren't sticking around to provide long-term revenue. Your return on investment goes down every year that passes by, every time he visits the city. It's just my thinking.
But you have to remember international fans. Remember, soccer is internationally known. So like, when Zlatan was here, I met many people that were like, I want to go to a game and see Zlatan.
Damn.
Just because.
All the way here to the U.S.?
Like, yes.
Sheesh.
Well, I mean, like, people come on vacation, shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like there's just not enough of those people to fill those seats, especially by the third year. But then,
I mean, Danny,
you
these
never
stadiums
know. Like,
are not that big.
Yeah.
They fit 30,000.
30,000 is
like
still
the
big.
biggest stadium. No, yeah, I know, but like the biggest stadium you'll get is like 60, 70,000.
Yeah.
Like if he goes to Atlanta, they're opening up more than just the bottom bowl, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, we have to just wait and see. But I don't know. I think you're wrong on this one. I think
Right.
Messi himself is just a big draw, and especially if they play friendlies in the summer, like who doesn't want to see Messi play for Miami against fucking Real Madrid for fun?
Yeah.
His old rival.
I mean,
I don't know.
I would want to see that too, but yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree.
See, there you go. I just sold you.
No, I mean,
easy.
I still don't think by the third year it'll be crazy like that, but I mean,
No, yeah, probably not.
we'll just see.
I mean, unless like Miami's like winning, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Messi's winning in MLS. Let's go check him out."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously they're in last place right now, so it's not looking too good. But yeah. Moving on now, a little more soccer. We just concluded the CONCACAF Champions League with Leon from Liga MX defeating MLS's side LAFC 3-1 on aggregate. The first game at Leon ended 2-1, where Leon led 2-0 most of the game. Had a third goal disallowed, and then like the last minute of the game, LAFC were able to get one back. So coming back in the away leg for Leon at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, Leon took the 1-0 lead, and that was a wrap, basically. LAFC had a couple good chances, but couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. And Leon won Champions League, and they will now represent the CONCACAF region and whatever iteration of the FIFA Club World Cup that is created. But bouncing off of that, CONCACAF has also just announced that they are renaming/rebranding the Champions League, since it's not really a league no more. There's no more group stages. So the tourney for 2024 will now be renamed to the Champions Cup, since it's mostly all knockout games. CONCACAF had already announced a change in the structure to the event. This will now see 27 teams across the region qualify for the tournament. The tournament will consist of 5 rounds, with 22 teams starting in the first round. 5 teams, the winners of MLS, Liga MX, the Leagues Cup, the Central American Cup, and the Caribbean Cup, will receive first round byes and begin play in the round of 16. The first 4 stages will each include home and away play, while the final, where the region's champion will be crowned, will be played as a single leg match on a weekend date. So, total 360 on what they've been doing, somewhat. It's been knockout games, but it's only basically round of 16. And the other major thing that they're changing is the final, which has been 2 legs the past couple of years, now going to be a one leg final, basically one game, to crown a champion. So that's going to be cool. I believe MLS has a multitude of chances to have many teams, including the Canadian counterparts. So 5 automatic bids. You have your U.S. Open Cup champion, a possible MLS representative from Leagues Cup, and I think that's 1, 5, 6. It's like 7 or 8 representatives basically at that point. And then you have a few more from the Central American Cup and the Caribbean Cup. And Liga MX also has their chance. And then I also appreciate that they added the Canadian Premier League, which is still fairly new, which I think they have 2 representatives and then a 3rd representative from the Canadian Championship. So, which could also be an MLS side as well. So there you go. That's the other additional one that I was thinking of. So by 2024, let's see how it turns out. I think it should be exciting. Danny, do you think by next year you'll be more into soccer?
Maybe.
All right. But one last soccer news. The U.S. men's national team is preparing for their Nations League semifinal versus Mexico, which will be on June 15 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. You can catch the game on Paramount Plus or Univision, where the team looks pretty good in my opinion. I hope they play well because they're the reigning champs. So, but you are playing your rival in the semi, so I don't know. Fingers crossed. I'm just gonna read over some notable names from the final roster for this game. Goalkeeper for sure. We're gonna have Matt Turner, Serginho Dest on the wings, Walker Zimmerman, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Gio Reyna's back, Weston McKennie, Ricardo Pepi, Christian Pulisic, of course, Brandon Harrison, Miles Robinson, some of the younger or newer faces, Luca de la Torre, Johnny Cardoso, Alan Senora, Alex Zendejas is getting the call up. You got the old man, Tim. Where's he at? Tim Ream. He's in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Tim Ream. Also got Tim Weah up in here. And then we got Austin Trusty also coming in for the U.S. So I'm not going to go into detail with them now because we're running a little low on time here. But hopefully the U.S., plays aggressive. They don't really have a cemented coach right now. So with whoever's in charge, because I don't remember his name. I'm not even bother to. But whoever's in charge right now, hopefully he gets the guys in shape and the U.S. comes out swinging like they did last time and we get some fireworks. So lastly, on our run, well, depending on if Danny has anything to say, lastly on our rundown, we have some NASCAR news. Kyle Busch wins the Enjoy Illinois 300 presented by Ticketmaster at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. I believe that's his first win of the season, so congrats to him. Next race will be the Toyota Save Mart 350 in Sonoma Raceway. That race is on Sunday, June 11th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. You can catch that race on Fox. But yeah, that may or may not conclude our rundown for today. Danny, do you have anything else to add? I know we have something on our list. I don't know. Are you good?
Yeah, the last thing is we were gonna talk about the USPA National Championship, but that got moved to November, so we'll talk about it in November.
All right, there you go. You heard from the man himself. But do you have anything else to add? Anything?
No, sirree. I just want to thank everyone for listening to Rambling Runoff. If you're listening on YouTube, please hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know that when we upload. Subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you're following on Spotify, please give us a follow, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Do the same, Google Podcasts, Spotify for podcasts. If you want to find more of us, you can find us on Twitter at Rambling Runoff and on Instagram at Rambling Runoff as well. And we're also on TikTok.
Sometimes. But yeah, all at Rambling Runoff. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. I've been your host, Robert Rios, for Danny Tan. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Woo.